Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karen Prince. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. So just jumping right into it, I just wanted to give you guys an update on my chunky passion twist that I did just recently. And there are some things that I just want to hit and go over. Also, I just want to give you guys some truths about having any type of braided hairstyle passion twists, faux locks, whatever. You can kind of apply these rules or truths, or just basically my experience with me braiding my hair and doing other people's hair sometime, how like braids usually last. So I've had these passion twists in now for 2 weeks and they have already become frizzy, and that's okay with me. I embrace the frizz. I totally understand that with larger twists, you know, your hair will become frizzier quicker, if that makes sense. This is what it's looking like. You can see how much frizz I have along my hair. Another thing I wanted to mention is, yes, the hair does start to slip. Like, these are all things that happen just with this particular style, just with this type of hair. You know, these are just possibilities that can happen. As far as these passion twists, I'm only going to keep these in for another week. Okay, so 3 weeks is good enough for me, and I feel like for how much I paid for the hair and me doing the hair for myself, 3 weeks is a good value. I paid $24 for all of the hair. And since I told you that, quick rundown. This hair is by Free. Okay, I bought 3 packs of it in the color number 4. They were $8 a piece. People were asking me what the length of this hair was. On the pack, I didn't find a length. So just look for the pack with 2 bundles in it. Oh yeah, and the style of this is the Bahama curl style, okay? If the frizziness begins to bother you throughout this style, feel free to retwist it. I mean, you know, especially if you're doing the style yourself, feel free to retwist, add some product, and retwist your twist as many times as you feel you need to. These are larger twists, so it won't be, it shouldn't be too damaging on your hair retwisting these twists, maybe like once a week or so, maybe in the beginning of the week. If you don't want to take the knot out, you can just retwist the shaft of the twist. But yes, I absolutely still love my twist. Like I said, I'm only going to keep them in for another week or so, and I am enjoying it. Still, this is what it's looking like with all my frizz and all. So yes, okay, now moving on to some frequently asked questions that I get a lot about braids, passion twists, faux locks, etc. These are some things that people kind of ask me that I kind of feel like the answer to these questions can vary depending on so many different reasons. Your hair texture, your scalp. Like for me, styles usually don't last because I have dandruff, and my dandruff will destroy a style. Also, a lot of different reasons. Okay, let me just go ahead and go over these frequently asked questions, and hopefully you guys can get the gist from that. So first, the frizzy truth about passion twist, okay? First, I just want to go ahead and say that the creator of these passion twists, who is the boho babe here on YouTube, this style was meant to be a frizzier look. This is supposed to be like a boho look. It's supposed to be textured. It's supposed to have, you know, have somewhat of a frizz to it, I guess. Yeah, texture, frizzy. It's supposed to have that carefree look. So I just feel like along the way of her creating these passion twists, that people have interpreted passion twists into their own style and aesthetic, which is fine. But I just believe that with the hair that she chose to use, she knew that it would give it this frizzy look. She actually, the way she separates the hair and the way she twists the twist is actually meant to give it more of a frizzy, unbothered, carefree type of look. It's meant to look that way. But I'm just speaking, like, I've never talked to boho babe, okay? I'm just speaking from what I saw and what my perception of the passion twists were when she created it and put the video out. I'll put some pictures right here of her work. Right here, you can see how her twists look. I love her twist. I love her aesthetic. Boho babe, she's beautiful. I love everything about her faux locks. Please go to her page and just check her stuff out. It's just, I love her whole aesthetic. Okay. I have a lot of people ask me products to use to combat frizz. Now, once again, I have to say that frizz is inevitable. It's going to happen. After a week of wearing any style, my hair begins to frizz at the root. It's going to happen. Hair is not bulletproof. You're going to be moving your hair when you go to sleep. You're going to be rolling around. Even if it is in a scarf, there's going to be some movement. Your hair is going to grow. So frizz is inevitable. After about a week, my hair starts to frizz up at the root, which is fine to me. All sorts of variables are going to contribute to your hair aging, growth, you moving your hair, the wind, so many different factors, elements. There are some products that you can use to help minimize your frizz. I particularly like to put Eco Styler gel on my hair to help minimize the frizz, but it's not going to take it away completely because hair is going to frizz up. I understand that all products does not work for everyone. So please, I encourage you to find products that work with your hair. People ask me questions about different hair textures and I wish I can give you guys the answer, but I cannot because I don't particularly have that hair texture and I'm not sure what may work for you. The best thing that I can tell you to do and encourage you to do is to try product. Try product that works for your hair. It's going to be a trial and error, but you never know unless you try these things out to see what will help you minimize frizz. Another question that I get is people always want to know how long I keep a style in. For me personally, I will not keep a style for over 4 weeks. That's usually my max. When I did my knotless braids, I kept those in for the longest I've ever kept a style, which was 5 weeks. And even then, I feel like I pushed it because for me personally, I have dandruff. There's dirt, debris, dust, gel, everything starts to cake up at the root. Your hair is starting to shed. So you want to remove those braids so that your hair can shed in the right way. And when it does shed, it'll just glide out like it's supposed to. A lot of times if we keep braids and styles in too long, say anything, I feel like anything over four to 5 weeks is pushing it because you can lose so many strands of hair a day, right? Shedding. And imagine that all those strands are just shedding from the root and tangling up on your roots. That's why a lot of times when you take your braids out, you have a lot of shed. You have a lot of hair coming from your root. And you may think your hair is falling out, but it can be a combination of your hair shedding, your shed hair pulling out hairs, okay? So that's why I'm like, don't leave styles and braided styles in your hair too long because, you know, you may lose excess hair along with the shed hairs. And on top of that, I have to say your hair needs to be serviced. You need to wash your hair. You need to really moisturize your hair. You really need to get into your scalp. You can only do so much when you wash your hair with the braids, with your hair in a braided style. So keep that in mind too. Okay, I don't know why, but I just have to be honest. Like, a pet peeve of mine is when people ask, how long does it take to braid your hair? I don't know why, okay? It just is like, I feel like we just kind of live in a world of instant gratitude and people want things done so quick. I feel like I braid at a decent pace, but I feel like people want you to have the fingers of the little boy from The Incredibles, okay? They want those fingers to be, and I just don't braid that fast. But certain styles will take a while, you know, pertaining to each style. So if you have some long braids down to your butt, okay, those braids are going to take you some hours to do. So just, you know, like I said, just get comfortable, get you some movies, relax, and just accept the fact that you're braiding your hair and it's gonna take a while, okay? It all depends on who's braiding your hair, how long it's going to take. How fast is the stylist? How fast do you braid? Is this your first time braiding it? So many different variables are going to attribute to the length that it takes for you to finish your hair. Well, I recently had somebody who got their hair braided in the knotless braids, and they shared with me that the hair started to pull. What I have to say about that is, again, variables. How much hair was used on each braid? How small are your parts? How long is the braid? How much tension is being put on an individual piece of hair? One way to combat that is you can make larger parts around your edges and use less hair. Also, it's just like this, when your hair grows out, these are things that happens with these braided styles. So just I guess I'm kind of doing this video so people are not naive to how styles are going to last or how styles are going to grow out. There are variables, things are going to happen with your hair. So just keep that in mind. If your hair is sensitive to tension, it wouldn't be smart for you to get really long braids because they are going to eventually pull and move, and that's just the name of the game with braids. These things are going to happen. They're going to pull, they're going to move, you're going to feel them, okay? When your hair starts to grow out, it's going to create more tension. These things happen with braids. I just don't want people to go into it blindly, I guess. This is normal with braids. These things happen. So just be aware, like before you do a style, before you pay money for a style, before you go and sit these long hours to get your hair done, just know that when the braids grow out, there's going to be tension. As always, especially if you're going to go get your hair done by someone else, have a consultation with your stylist. Ask them questions. There should be no issue with you asking your consultant questions. You really need to, especially when it comes to your hair, ladies. You have to, you have to take care of your hair. Another thing I want to say, please, you guys, embrace the frizz, okay? Embrace the frizz. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Your hair is not going to look ugly because it's frizzy, okay? But that's personal style. That's personal aesthetic. For me, I like frizz. Everybody is not going to like frizz. So, that's a choice. That's a personal choice. That's taste, okay? That's a taste issue. So some people, frizz may be a real problem. For others, it may not be a problem. Like for me, it's not a problem. All right, guys. Another thing, everyone has different hair textures, different hair types. All styles and all products may not work for you the way you want them to, or they may not look the same as they look on someone else, or so many different variables. So one thing about this YouTube world, sometimes we can get caught up in looking at what we see on a screen and hoping that it's going to suit us in the same way. For some people it may work, for others it may not work. Everybody is different. Like for me, like I've said many a times before, I have dandruff. I can't keep styles long. I just can't. So some people will sit on YouTube and say, oh, I kept my braids for 2 months. For me, that's out. That's a no-go. I cannot, okay? When you're taking your hair out, don't be doing it all fast. Take your time. Put some oil on those roots. Load your hair up with oil. Put oil throughout your hair so that your hair can release itself and it can glide out more easily. Like, help yourself. And I guess I just have to reiterate this one more time because I just feel like it just really needs to be put out there. Hair is not bulletproof, okay? Hair is going to do its thing. Frizz is going to happen. Hair is going to change. It's going to move. It's going to grow. It's not bulletproof, okay? So just be mindful of that when you're getting certain styles, all right? There's so many different variables. There's so many different things. We can go on forever. We can pinpoint certain things. I just feel like with our hair, we are like having this vision of perfection from when our hair is first done. and it don't last like that. It doesn't. If you are not used to having your hair in braided styles and you want to try something new, you need to ask about the comfort of the style. You need to be asking questions about weight, tension, you know, movability. I don't know if that's a word, but movability. Are you able to put your hair in a bun? When you have that consultation, or when you're thinking about doing a style, you need to sit down, get your pen and your pad out, and start asking yourself questions like, as far as longevity. That is it. I know I sat here and I talked so much, and I hope you guys took something away from this video. As always, if you have any questions for me, please leave your questions down in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys later. One thing I do want to say is thank you to all my new subscribers. Hey y'all. Thank you to my old subscribers. Hey y'all. I'm excited about my channel growing. So, but yes, guys, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.